Hey guys, Happy New Year! So I'm making this video because New Year is very important in Japan. You know, in Japan, Christmas is not a public holiday, but New Year is. So here we go. 5 things that Japanese New Year can't go without. Number 1. Otoshidama. In Japan, we have a New Year song. もういくつ寝ると お正月. In this song, a child says he can't wait for New Year because there's a lot of fun stuff he can do. But Japanese children have a very good reason to care about New Year because they get otoshidama. Otoshidama is basically a money gift that relatives give them. And it's real money because when I was little, I would get up to 10,000 yen from each person, which was about $100. It was a very important source of income for me to buy new video games. Number 2. New Year cards. Just like Christmas cards, we send New Year cards to your close friends, business partners, etc. etc. And we use special postcards that Japan Post issues each year. So this is what they look like. So here's a message, and it's actually a lottery ticket. And you've got this number here. But be careful, you have to buy them as early as possible because they always run out of cards. Number 3. Eating New Year soba noodles. On New Year's Eve, we eat soba noodles, and we've been doing this for more than 200 years. I just googled it. There's a funny story about this. Some Japanese people go to Hawaii to spend the New Year holiday, and on New Year's Eve, they float into a Japanese convenience store to buy soba noodles. Apparently, being abroad isn't an excuse for them to not eat New Year soba. Number 4. Watching Kohaku. On New Year's Eve, NHK airs a music show called Kohaku, and it's often the most watched TV program of the year. My family used to go to my grandparents, and we always watched Kohaku. Singing in Kohaku is a big deal for Japanese artists, so the lineup often makes the news. Number 5. Yukutoshi Kurutoshi. It is an extremely boring TV program that follows Kohaku. Coming up next, Yukutoshi Kurutoshi featuring a Buddhist bell that rings 108 times. Very exciting, isn't it? Well, nobody really watches the program, but everybody keeps the TV on because it makes them feel that a new year is coming. So, how do you guys celebrate New Year in your culture? Please let me know in the comment section. Also, thank you for subscribing to my channel. You guys are the reason why I continue making videos. And I'd like to say special thanks to Rachel and June. Thank you so much for sharing my videos. You guys are amazing. You know, I really appreciate that you're helping out new YouTubers like me. I'd also like to say thank you to Victor, the king of morons. A lot of people came to my channel after you shared my videos. I'm sure you guys are already familiar with Rachel and June and Victor, but if you are not, you should check them out because they make very interesting videos about Japan. So Matthew says, I heard a similar one from a few different places where when you are at the bar, a good looking young lady will try to make friends with you to get you to buy her drinks. She will be working with the bartender, and while you are paying full price for drinks, she's getting water and splitting the money you spend with the bar. Well, I've actually heard of a very similar story in Japan and in Roppongi in particular, but I'm probably not supposed to tell you this. But yeah, you know, this kind of stuff could happen anywhere, even in Japan. So Jake says, if you think about it, $100 split into 5 people and probably over 2 hours of work for the first 3 girls anyway. So that is a good point. That is a good point because yeah, they might have only earned $20 each, you know, for 2 hours work. So well, it's kind of still decent, especially if you consider the prices in Shanghai. So you know, if you let me like 100 Chinese yuan, which is like $15 US. Yeah, just you can buy maybe some kind of dinner for two with $15. So yes, I think it was the right kind of salary for that amount of work. So Rainy says it happens a lot in Hungary to foreigners too. As I've heard, I don't want to make a bad reputation to my homeland. I just cannot understand people who does things like that. It's like stealing, please be careful. Well, actually I've been to Hungary, Budapest, and it was a very beautiful city. The food was also good. So I would recommend anybody to go to Budapest. And fortunately I didn't get ripped off, so that was good. By the way, if you like traveling, try Eastern Europe. Eastern Europe is like a hidden gem. There's a lot of very nice people, and they speak in general better English than Western European people. And also it's more affordable, so I would definitely recommend Eastern Europe. Alright, see you guys later, and Happy New Year again. Oh, by the way, Happy New Year is Akemashite omedetou in Japanese, but a lot of young people say Akeome because apparently Akemashite omedetou is too long for them. There's also many other things that we do, in New Year, like eating this osechi cuisine, or maybe like there's also like traditional stuff, children's play, in Japan. And also, what else do we have? I talked about this New Year soba, but there's also another kind of food that we eat on New Year Day, which is like ozoni. It's also kind of soup. It's a little bit like miso soup, but we don't use miso. And we use mochi, which is rice cake, and so that is also quite traditional. And also obviously Japanese people love drinking on New Year's Eve or like New Year Day. So when we were at my grandparents, my parents, especially like my dad and my dad's brother, he would always drink a lot, and they would drink so much that next day they didn't remember what they did, or they drank so much the previous day. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and see you guys later.